Hello everybody. So for those of you who don't follow my channel, this is my truck here. It's a 1991 Ford F250. So it's got a 5-speed, made it to a 460 big block, 355 gears, and as you can see, there's hardly any options on this truck. It's got no power windows, no air conditioning. Today we're gonna hit the road and perform a fuel mileage test on the truck. This is actually the second time that I do this. If you haven't seen the first one, it's in my channel. You're welcome to check it out. We've actually made a couple of modifications to the truck in hopes to improve that number. That is also in my channel. You guys are welcome to check that out. So we're gonna hit the road now and see if we can get a better number. Let's go. Alright, so I'm sitting here at the same gas station as last time, and so you guys can see the price of gas did go considerably up. It's just shy of $5 a gallon. So that's the reason why I have put off making this video for so long, hoping that the price of gas would come down a little bit. But who am I kidding, right? It's just California here. Alright, there we go. I think we're full now. $38 for 8 gallons of gas. Alright, check it out. So we're about completely full now on the rear tank, and that's what we're going to be using for a test. When we're done, we're going to fill it back up and divide the amount of miles by the number of gallons that we used up. So I'm going to go ahead and reset this. But like if you noticed my last video, this is not that accurate. It's actually pretty inaccurate. So I'm also going to be using an app here, and this is a GPS odometer. So I'm going to go ahead and restart this. Let me see. There we go. And this is how we're going to be keeping track of the miles. And this is supposed to be much more accurate. Alright, so it's going already. Once it's done, we're going to compare both numbers and see what they say. Alright, so let me set you guys back up. Alright, here we go. So I tilted the camera just a little bit to the left, hoping that you can get a better view of the RPM, because that's really the key to fuel mileage in these trucks. You don't want to be spinning the engine unnecessarily high. Alright, so we're gonna head down to our first destination now. So I'm actually gonna take you guys on a ride with me for the first couple of miles. That way you can see my driving habits. I don't usually drive like this. This is just specifically done for the fuel mileage test. So I try to maintain a regular speed. You know, I don't push the truck unnecessarily hard. Also, it's important that when you're driving through town, that you keep an eye on the lights. You know, you don't want to be speeding up when the light is turning red, because that's just a waste of gas. You're gonna have to stop. Like right now, I'm off the accelerator. And normally I would be accelerating right up until I have to brake. All right. So I noticed on my channel there's 100 subscribers now. I wanted to thank you guys. It's pretty encouraging, and that's the reason why today I didn't really care about the price of gas. I just wanted to give everybody, you know, the video that I promised. So I'm going. All right, so we're gonna go into the highway now. This is when it becomes really important, you know. I know if you drive a 460 as well, it's fun, you know. You can really push the truck and it keeps up with all the little cars, but you know, that's not what you want to do in this case. If you want to take some gas, you want to just accelerate slowly and take it easy. I noticed a lot of people are saying, you know, hey, these trucks, they're horrible on gas, and then they are, you know. But some of the claims people say, I don't know, they're getting 6 miles to the gallon or something like that. I believe you, you know, but something's got to be going on. I don't know if it's because the automatic transmissions don't keep the RPMs down, or I don't know if at worst, the worst I've ever gotten with this truck is like maybe 10 miles to the gallon, you know, and that's driving it pretty bad. The factory rating, I think, on these trucks were somewhere around 14 miles to the gallon or something like that. Alright guys, so we're now in the 5 interstate. As you can see, it's still stop and go, so take that into account when we get the results. And to be honest, I don't expect a big mileage gain, and that's because most of the restrictions are still in place. You know, you still have the original throttle body there, which is pretty small, and the original exhaust, which I believe on this trucks is like a major restriction. I think Banks has an exhaust system that claims pretty big gains. I believe something like, I don't know, like 44 horsepower, 80 foot-pounds of torque or something like that. I'm interested in purchasing that one day too, but for now, you know, this is what I've done so far. I consider it like normal maintenance, so it's something that anyone who owns one of these trucks should consider. I mean, like 30 years old, fuel injectors are, you know, are almost guaranteed to be dirty. Actually, during the first test, I serviced the original set before I did the test. So I think that helped, you know, with the first result. Yes, the ramp was closed. That's probably what the whole delay was about. I don't understand how something so simple could cause such a big problem. Alright, here we go. We can catch up to speed now. to get on the brakes there pretty heavily, so that's what I want to avoid, you know, unnecessary stopping like that. Could have timed it better. Here we are, guys. Pick your part. Gonna park my truck. We're gonna pause the GPS odometer. We're gonna head out. It's the yard. Hopefully find something good. Alright, so far, according to our truck odometer, which I believe is wildly inaccurate, we've traveled a total of 16.7 miles, almost 17. Let's see now what our GPS odometer says, which is supposed to be very accurate. Alright guys, so we appear to have a little bit of a problem here. It appears that this thing wasn't even recording. So I remember turning it on, but it didn't record a trip here. So there goes for technology. We're gonna have to base our results on the original truck odometer, which should still give us an idea whether we gain any mileage or not, because on our last test we got a result based on both the truck odometer and the GPS one. So let's go ahead and get it. Alright guys, so we're gonna head out now, and just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna see if I could turn on the GPS odometer, and I'm gonna take the same route that I did on the way over here, so the distance should be pretty similar. Later on we'll see if we can calculate the distance using the GPS or the computer at home. I'll check it out. So we're still at 16.7 miles right now on the truck. Alright, so we're heading towards the highway again. Hopefully we don't run into traffic like we did on the way here. Spinning about 1900 RPM. Just need to keep up with traffic. Okay guys, here we are again at a stop and go situation. So I don't know how accurate that will make our results, but I think we should still get a pretty good idea. I mean, after all, this is sort of like driving on the street, right? They should even out the highway miles with the street miles, even though for the majority of the part we've been stuck in traffic. Alright guys, so now we're getting ready to catch the 110. And hopefully things clear up a bit. They might not. Still more stop and go. Going uphill now. This is Washington Street. This is our exit. This is where we caught the freeway on the way over there. If we want to travel similar distance, we have to exit here. There we go. Home sweet home. We're basically about to reach the same location where we started off our trip. The gas station you see right there. Luckily our pump is free. Same exact pump. Alright, let's take a look at this. So our total miles traveled according to the odometer on the truck is 33.2 miles, and half of that trip on the GPS odometer, so 19.78 miles. So I'm gonna pause that here. I'm gonna screenshot that. Alright guys. about 3 gallons. Hey guys, so it's time for some results. If you remember, halfway through the trip, I realized that the GPS odometer on my phone wasn't even on. So I didn't get a result from, like, say, the gas station down to the junkyard that we went to. I did turn it on for the trip back, which was basically the same exact trip. I took the same exact route, hoping that the distance will be the same. Actually, if you remember, when we got there, the truck odometer was reading 16.7 miles, right? So when we got to the gas station after the trip, the total was 33.2. Now, if you divide that number by 2, you get a total of 16.6 miles, right? So the distance is almost identical, right? So in order to get the GPS total that I'll be using, I just multiplied the result that we got from the junkyard to the gas station by 2, which was 19.786 times 2. The total there is 39.57, right? Here we go. These are the results that I came up with. So if you go by what the truck was reading, so 33.2 miles, and you divide that by 3, you end up with a result of 11.066. And if you go by what the GPS should have been, which was 39.57, you end up with a result of 13.19 miles. I don't know, guys. That's worse than what we did last time. Am I gonna say we failed? Yeah, kind of. But you know, not being one to give excuses, I'm gonna give one, and that is, the whole trip there basically was stop and go traffic there and back, and we did run into some dead stop traffic. So I'm actually pretty surprised that the truck was able to pull basically the same numbers as last time in those driving conditions. Was I expecting the upgrades that we made to make a huge difference in fuel mileage? Not really, guys, and the reason for that is, you know, these trucks, they're a speed density, right? So they run based on a map, on a map sensor. They don't even have a map sensor. It's not like the newer trucks, say like the 96, 97, which had the direct injection and with a map sensor and all. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with what happened. I think given better driving conditions, I think we would have been able to beat these numbers, right? But I'm not gonna say, and I know it's not a fair test, and I'm sorry that I couldn't get a better result. You know, I do plan on doing the test one more time. I just, you know, I wanted to give you guys a video so, you know, you can see where we stand now. Personally, I feel pretty good about the upgrades, and if you ask me if I would do them again, definitely, because performance wise, which is something I also care about, the truck feels much better. It has like less hesitation accelerating, and it pulls hard through most of the RPM range now. With it, I think that happened after I replaced the injectors on the truck. Yeah, guys, what can I tell you? Are we defeated? No, not yet. We're not giving up just yet. So thank you guys for watching, and I'm hoping you enjoy this. Please consider subscribing for the next video. Have a nice day.